Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of A Little Bit of This. I'm Xavier,
And I'm Angel.
And I'm Isaiah.
and on today, we're going to be talking about something most of us don't want to talk about, our lives, because no one wants to ever address what's actually going on, because that's not fun. I'd rather ignore that, actually. But we want to talk about how 2021 is going so far. We're at the halfway mark. It's June. I think there's a good difference. Oh, well, man, I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, how's 2021 going so far for you guys out there too? I guess what I'll ask Isaiah, that's just in general to both you guys. How do you think it is so far?
Roundtable discussion. Let's go.
Well,
Like in a nutshell?
Yeah, give me your broad strokes first, and we'll get into it.
it's going better than last year. Like this time last year, I was like one bad ham sandwich away from hanging myself.
That's a bad ham sandwich.
It is a bad ham sandwich, and they're not that great to
I was
begin
like, I
with.
don't even know how high the bar is. Yeah. I
So,
can hate a sandwich.
I much prefer turkey.
That's true. Not turkey bacon, though. Won't do it.
Would you have turkey bacon on a turkey sandwich?
Yes. Because I think that'd be more of texture at that point.
It just
'Cause
go
it
together.
already tastes like turkey. Yeah.
Okay. You get where you're coming from. I am picking up what you're dropping.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I guess I dropped it.
You did drop it.
Mm-hmm.
You can pick it back up, I guess. You can be you can be an Indian giver.
I don't really need it. You know,
Oh, is that a birthday card? Pick that up.
drop a birthday. But I agree. It is definitely, in a broad sense, much better than last year. Definitely, it's had it's been a lot of weird stuff for sure, but I think overall,
No,
better.
anything jumping out at you that's happened this year, you're like, oh, thank God. Like, that was cool.
Again, like in a broad sense. kinda-
Sure. Then we'll get into details.
Like Broad City.
I only watched like a few episodes of that. It was all right.
I liked a lot of it. Season 3, though, was just really strange and kind of turned me off for a little while. But I digress. What has happened this year that's been really awesome? Or, yeah, I guess just really awesome. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess in general, like things just all over seem to be looking up, kind of, little by little.
Little by little.
It seems like things are just getting easier, and I don't want to like cliche things are getting normal type of thing, but I don't know, there's just like lots on the rise, and it doesn't. So far, nothing like looks terrible. You know, I can't. There's nothing that is set to happen that looks so far like, oh, that's gonna lead to something bad.
It's
So
going to suck. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm optimistic about what's coming. But in the back of my mind, I'm also like, like, let's see how this turns out. You know what I mean?
nothing can be good for too long, right? Something's gotta give, as they say.
Mhm.
Now that is a pessimistic way of viewing things, and I understand the reality of it, though.
No. I would say pessimism. I'm looking at it realistically. You know what I mean? Like, you kind of gently booped it on the head a minute ago. It's like, well, this is the new normal. So let's see what.
The new normal is to always be filled
entails.
with fear and dread of what could happen, because you just never know. For like a whole year, you just don't know.
I just don't know.
It's pretty awesome. What can happen out there? But what about you? How are you feeling about overall?
Overall, I think it's more positive. I mean, overall, 2020 wasn't like a good thing, but I say in terms of like personal time, I use it a lot to like, and even still now too. I think I've really carried over like, just like the idea of working on stuff. So I just carry that mentality. Like I'm gonna work on just a lot of things, like this, for instance, and like music or whatever. But so far, I feel good about it. Yeah, I'd say it's good. I would say, not like the best, not terrible, but it's all right.
I think that is something that happened in 2020 that we never really addressed. Is that it broke a lot of people in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
There were positive effects in that sense. Like, a lot of people just started doing things because they were like, oh, I can do it, I guess. I have time. If you're still working, you're making your money, just like they start trying stuff. And you're right, some people were broken away from negative situations or behaviors, probably, taking up some better things. Or in general, you just like learn some stuff within the last year. Just that's like a very positive thing. It's just like learning either about all this craziness and perspective or just stuff about yourself.
Yeah.
But there has been positivity, you know, coming out of it. Strewn out of it. I like that word. Strewn.
Well, and that was something that came of it that got me pretty like sneak attackily is like I hate change. Like, as you recall, going back into the vaults, there's an episode about that.
Deep dive.
And that was one of those things where I think that's what 2020, the big takeaway was for me. It was like, someone's got to give. Like, it like showed me like you need to change stuff. Like, the mix of, hey, start investing in you too. It's not the band.
Don't do that.
Start investing in myself. And actually start working towards things like Xavier said that are for you, that you want to do, that benefit you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like adopting a cat.
Yeah. Like before 2020, this never would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know we kicked around the idea, but I think that was the final push that I needed to start doing this. Was that?
Yeah, that's right. It was just kind of like, we're gonna do it type of. Yeah, really. No, I think.
She bit it.
Did we get that on
Sorry.
that? We'll sample it later.
Make it a snare.
But no, I think you're right. There's been a lot of that creative flow push happening. I think that's good. Like you said, you got to work on yourself,
Yep.
or else, what's the point of working on anything?
I mean, just with everyone dying around you and this and that and getting broken off from people, it kind of started showing you, like, at the end of the day, what did... Hey!
Oh, no. Don't mess with those buttons. Those are expensive.
You gotta. This cat does not know the value of a
Hey.
dollar.
Fuck. Yeah, like your screensaver.
Just put that down for a minute. We're all good. We're all good.
All right, you live this time, Bootsy.
But yeah, with people dropping like flies around you and just the uncertainty of it all, I think it showed a lot of people, especially ones that made their job like their identity, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not talking about people that, you know, career choice wise, like I'm a doctor and I made my all about me, you know? It's like, well, obviously, if you're a freaking doctor, you went to school for like 100 years. But other people that just had their 9 to 5s and like, this is all I do. I go to my job and then I go home and then I go to my job and then I go home and on the weekends I pretend to care and then I go to my job and I go home.
Mm-hmm.
I think once there was that break in the monotony and it's kind of like pulling yourself out of the situation to look at it from a distance and go, I don't want to get back in that.
It was not actually fun at all.
That's actually not that fulfilling, no.
You know, it's a fun fact kind of relating to that is that, I mean, with that, if people didn't lose their job from that, the other thing was like everyone had to start working from home. A lot of people did.
Yeah.
And now that things are starting to clear up and like there's some type of normalization a little bit again, a lot of those companies are staying at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've read and seen interviews and articles where this company had an office in a city and they actually just sold their buildings. Like we don't need this anymore. We don't need this expense. Actually, we were able to do everything remotely. So let's get rid of this, and that's better for us. So I saw one guy like, I just moved across the country because my job was like you could literally work anywhere you want to.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
It was pretty awesome. You could do so much that way. See so much.
Mm-hmm.
Be so much.
Do it. Do
Are
it
you an
all.
army recruiter now?
I don't know. I'll do that over
This episode's
remotely.
brought to you by the U.S. Army.
Give me money.